So what I loved most about the salon was the container that John and Kendra created that allowed me to go further outside my comfort zone than anything else I've ever done.
Mm.
And that ability to go further outside my comfort zone than I've ever done was the key to transforming who I am as a woman and how I can create intimacy in my life in a way that I never have. And I know that I never could have done without this salon.
Thank you. So to speak to that, what would you say were your either biggest learnings or biggest insights, both personally and professionally?
So personally, I took a stand last year for greater intimacy in my life. And at the time, my husband wasn't interested. And I actually took the stand for greater intimacy because I experienced John and Kendra's work. And my biggest learning was that what I want is possible. And over the 6 months of practicing and pushing myself past my boundaries, I actually created what I wanted in my personal life. I became the woman who was capable of creating the kind of intimacy that I desire. And professionally, I actually have to say, I joined the salon mostly selfishly for personal reasons and as a natural outpouring of the people around me hearing my story and my journey. I now have clients that I work with who also want to create deeper intimacy. And I think that this work speaks to people on such a deep level. And I also have grown to believe that this work heals the world. So professionally, I'm now very motivated to share it. And I have no shortage of people who want to engage.
Thank you. What would you say to someone who was considering the salon right now, to that person out there looking at it and going like, should I, shouldn't I?
I would say that if you want to be more fearless in the way that you love, and not just in a romantic relationship, but in the world, one of my biggest takeaways was learning how to be love in the world. Not conceptually, but as a felt sense, a felt connection of just being openness. If that's something you desire, then for me, this is the strongest, most direct way to that.
Thank you. And what, if there's a type of person or if there's a human, I mean, in a way, I think you partly just answered that, but if there's a person who you think like, oh, this person should do this, who would that be?
It would be definitely great for people who want to not just push boundaries, but who want to deepen their ability to be present with other people and deepen their ability to experience closeness on a different scale. As far as I know, the kind of intimacy that is taught and practiced in this container that you create is unlike anything else. And so I think it's people who want like a unique way to create deep intimacy with themselves and with others. And I think one of the important things that we learned is that intimacy does begin with ourselves. And that was something I didn't know before the salon started.
Beautiful. And is there anybody who shouldn't take it?
Yeah, if you don't like to be pushed, if you don't want to, so like at the first intensive, you remember when I was like, I am not taking off my clothes. So I came from that woman to a woman who can, is much more, has much more choice about what I do and don't want to do. And I don't have those limits. So someone who is not looking for expansion and deepening of your capacity in general, just for life, to love life. It's not about even romantic love. It's like, I love this. You guys say this all the time. Someone who does not want to let life have its way with them would probably not be served by joining.
Sounds true. And just for anybody watching this, we never make you take your clothes off.
No, clothes are never off. Oh my God. But, it does show how committed I was to this work, that I was willing to show up and I didn't know the answer.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thank you.